Why does it feel like a lot of people want to hate Mass Effect Andromeda? Now, I've played a good chunk of the game, I've beaten every game in the franchise, and I've joined a lot of conversations on Reddit to confirm some of my own thoughts with others who have commented on the game as well. Today I'm going to bring you the good, the bad, and the controversial with the upcoming Mass Effect Andromeda. So let's jump right in to what you can expect from Mass Effect Andromeda, and no, there will be no spoilers in this video. The first thing that might put a smile on your face is that Andromeda gives you that Mass Effect 1 Star Trek-y frontier of space kind of vibe. It's a game about exploration. Prior to Andromeda, Mass Effect 2 and 3 told much more isolated stories. Sure, they were very deep and political, but they lacked a sense of discovery that resonated with the original game. That feeling has returned, and it is carried through the narrative and the mechanics. Exploration is at the heart of your mission. You play as a Pathfinder charged with finding suitable home planets in a brand new galaxy called Andromeda, and more specifically, in a Helios cluster. The main story has you running off to various planets and all over the galaxy map, building relationships with native alien species in an attempt to build up the viability of so-called golden planets that Ryder and his team will cultivate as habitable settlements. And the world design of most of these planets is nothing short of breathtaking. I can attribute a lot of the fidelity of the world design to the excellent use of depth, beautiful skyboxes, and color diversity. Every planet I've been to so far has been unique and visually diverse, and to get to them, you'll have to go through the galaxy map, which has been revamped from the previous games. The detail here in this galaxy map is stunning, and the cutscenes give you amazing perception of the relationship between the star systems and their planets. Another great part about Andromeda is the fact that it's nothing like the original trilogy. Moving in a new and unfamiliar direction opens up the game to deliver more originality. Most things feel new and fresh because of this detachment, although familiar at the same time with Bioware's repeat use of alien races seen in prior games, and that iconic cutscene design that is indicative of a Mass Effect game. The new dialogue wheel is a huge improvement when you're in those cutscenes. Not being pigeonholed into always choosing Paragon or Renegade makes you feel like you can roleplay how you want to, and not just choosing a side because you're trying to get enough points to pass arbitrary finish lines defined for you by the game. By being less mathematical, it feels more natural and made me want to consider my choices. Now, combat. It has never felt this good in a Mass Effect game. Combat in Andromeda feels absolutely amazing. It's super fast and kinetic, it's fluid, thanks to the introduction of a multi-directional jetpack that you can use to dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge your way in and out of combat and cover. It feels amazing and works flawlessly with the skill and combo systems on display. Players can pseudo-link abilities like throw, pull, and concussive shot with the jetpack abilities for some amazing moments, or simply combo them with their squad mates. It makes you feel really empowered, and makes gunplay less restrictive and dependent on that cover system. And with the introduction of profiles and 24 skills with 2,000 unique loadout configurations, combat encounters feel much more dynamic and enjoyable. I crave combat in Andromeda. And lastly, for the pros, no season pass. And it's a good thing because it allows Bioware to absorb our feedback potentially on what we want out of future DLC, which gives us a chance to get more of what we want and less of what we don't. Alright, let's get the elephant out of the room right now. The facial animations and lip syncing are absolutely horrid in this game.
Alec is dead.
That's no way to treat a guest.
But we're the Milky Way's best and brightest.
To what degree this will affect you as a player will all depend on how tolerable you are to this kind of stuff. At many points, it was immersion breaking, and at others, just awkwardly laughable. Why Bioware is so elementary when it comes to this stuff is just beyond me. Do a comparison with any cutscene in The Witcher 3 and it doesn't even come close. Another big turnoff is the character creator. It's pretty bad and the options are very limiting. Really, there's not much customization you can do, period. And worse, the preset face types are borderline hideous, like something out of a horror movie. I recommend that you skip the creator and just go straight to the default male or female writer, which you can do directly from the main menu. It just sucks because a lot of people are going to want to personally identify with their own custom character, and it's pretty hard to do when your creator is this bad. And thirdly, Andromeda has a surprisingly weak soundtrack. The music in this game feels very subdued, often environmental and ambient in design, yet feels so bland and stock. The soundtrack in the end feels not very epic or poignant, and it definitely doesn't compare with any of the memorable tracks present in Mass Effect 2. There's also a few controversial elements present in Andromeda that could be labeled bad. First, Ryder is equipped with a scanning tool that he can use to scan unknown life forms and tech that award research data points that can be used in the research center for new weapons and armor via blueprints. Many people argue that this system is kind of tacked on and, well, just not fun, a simple derivative of detective-style scanning systems prevalent in games like Arkham Knight and The Witcher. While it does slow down the pace of the game during missions, however, considering that you're a pathfinder, the person that scouts planets and finds resources in the first place, it does make sense as to why you can scan. It might not translate to a fun gameplay system, but it does emphasize things that the player should pay attention to, which is necessary in a game of this size and detail. Another mild critique of the game that could be good or bad is the lack of predefined classes. Although this, in my opinion, is a great way to approach personalization in an open world game, many worry that this will have an impact on replayability. And last but not least, I do not agree with how the game starts. Without giving anything away, there's about 20 minutes of fairly poorly presented backstory and really boring conversation. Mass Effect 2's opening moments were far better and really got you pumped to learn about the story because it was so engaging. This should be the opening screen, and then immediately we should jump to this cutscene before the gameplay starts. I think it's more important to grab our attention right off the bat because we can always fill in the story later. Aside from the pros and cons, there is also full nudity and sex in Andromeda, real money microtransactions in multiplayer, and an automatic cover system that you're either going to love or hate. There's also no crouch button, which may drive players to the brink of insanity. But at the end of the day, the pros far outweigh the cons in Andromeda. It's got its problems, sure, just like any game does, but it's fun, and it's got an amazing sense of discovery and unknown, the cornerstone themes of a great Mass Effect game. So I hope this helped, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, by all means hit the thumbs up button and subscribe here for more of our future content, and have yourself a kick-ass day in the amazing galaxy of Andromeda.